in Module 1 of the E2PE framework training series, where we're talking about career coaching. One of the tools I mentioned you could utilize in order to get your career coaching get going is using tools such as ChatGPT. With such a tool, you are able to get some recommendations from ChatGPT. But I just want to let you know that as of now, my understanding, this tool has data right up to 2021. But if you are able to have a paid version of the tool, I believe that they do have updated data. But even if you're still using the free, I think version 3 of the model, you're still, you still have opportunities to get good recommendations from this tool. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how normally we use the tool background whenever we want to give career coaching to students that come to us that want to transition into the field of AI and data. So I'll be using this tool, and the main inputs that we normally use behind the scene is we usually ask for your CV or motivational letter. Then we also give you a survey to answer so that we can get a little bit more about what are the things you want to do, what are your background, your experiences, things that maybe you wouldn't find on your regular CV. So those two inputs, these are the things we are going to focus on. I'm going to give you the template that we use internally so that you can do it yourself. So without any further ado, let's switch to the tutorial mode. I'm going to give you access to all of these resources, but the first one I want to talk about is the career coaching survey. So this is just a guide. So normally these are the open-ended questions. If you were to take career coaching with us, we normally send you a survey. There are other questions involved, which are multiple choices, but the key ones are the open-ended questions where we really want to take the time to get to know you more. And before I even move ahead, I would like to emphasize that when you're going through this survey, make sure you give elaborate answers, because the way these large language models like the chat GPT you know about, the way they work is the more information you give them, the more they get to give you tailored responses. So these are the questions normally we ask in our survey. So you need to introduce yourself, like just a brief history, including your name, your background, where you're actually located, because that has a role to play. If you are based in Africa, the hopefully the recommendations that they're going to give you is going to be specific to Africa. If you're based in the US or in Europe, these are different areas, and the way the job market is specific for those regions. Um, you clearly see these are all the other questions, so you normally have to answer them as elaborate as possible. You know, just really take your time and go through. So I'm going to provide you this, and you have to copy them or maybe answer them in a Word document. It is very important you answer in a Word document. Reason being that you have to take your responses and put in chat GPT. So these are the questions normally you have to answer, and fortunately we have given you what is expected of you for each question. The only part normally you won't be able to answer is the coaching remarks, and that is the difference we bring in. So if you were to take career coaching with us, normally you have a one-on-one with one of our coaches, and when they discuss with you, they will definitely give their own insights based on their professional experience. That's the missing ingredient you're going to have if you're to do it alone. So if you really want to have that coach to really give you recommendation or to provide insights that are based on reality on the ground, then you need to get in touch with us and really get that insight. But if you're still comfortable going ahead, which is still fine, okay, at least this is the start. You can complete this survey, and when you complete the survey, it's going to be one of the inputs you are going to use in the chat GPT tool. Now, I mentioned that the other thing you're going to need is your CV. I would strongly advise that you convert your CV into a Word format. Reason being that you will need to copy that CV into Chat GPT. I'm going to show you how to do that. But if you're using Chat GPT 4, you don't really need to, because you can actually upload files. So let's say you've actually answered the survey, you can save it, and it is possible for you to upload that into Chat GPT. Now I will switch to the Chat GPT tool. So this is the free version. So I was just testing something yesterday. So this is my free version. You clearly see, if you look bottom screen, you clearly see it is possible for me to upload the file. But I'm also currently using the free version. So bottom left, it's asking me to upgrade my plan. So I'm currently using the free one. If I need to maybe do something advanced, or if you're interested, you can obviously get the ChatGPT 4, which is more advanced. And with the ChatGPT 4 version, you'll be able to upload documents. So, like for example, you see when I click on the file attachment, it will take me to where my file is located, and I have to upload it. But with the current version, I'm not able to upload files. So I'm just saying that if you want to, you can definitely upload. So the two things you are going to definitely provide to the prompt will be your CV and the career survey tool. So normally you need to be very careful because the free version doesn't really accept. It has a limited number of tokens it can take. So indirectly think of tokens as words. So even when you're elaborating your answers in the career survey, you probably might not be able to upload everything. But if you upgrade to the version 4, you are able to upload more documents. So one trick is, if you are to do it, then you could, if you have really elaborated something and the tool is refusing to accept all the document, all the words you copy and you're trying to paste, you can actually say, I will give you my career survey response in sections, and as of now, don't reply anything. So you could say, I want to do career coaching. So something like that. I want to do career coaching. I will provide my CV, and let's say career survey response. Okay, and do not reply or provide any feedback yet until I ask you to do so. Something like that. So you're actually telling ChatGPT not to give response, right? So when I do that, I hope it doesn't. Okay, you see, it tells me, got it. Please go ahead and share your CV and the career survey response when you're ready. Blah blah blah. I will give you my feedback. So if you were to now, let's say you have answered the survey response, right? So normally you could, just copy and paste, knowing that it might not take all, so you can copy them in sections. So you can say, here is section 1 of the career survey, here is section 2, section 3. But if you have the paid version, you can actually just upload the file. So my assumption is those are the two possibilities. If you can upgrade, you upgrade. Know that it's going to cost you some money, but I think it's a free plan. You can maybe use it for free for some few days. So you can upload the two files. Now, when you upload your response, and so this is going to be a career survey, be very careful. One thing you need to avoid doing is, if you think your data is very sensitive, then you don't need to really precise your name, right? Age, I don't think age is something very, your age is not that sensitive, but your date of birth can be sensitive. So rather than providing your name, you can just provide a fake name so that the tool will not know who is it. You can just provide a fake name, but if you don't mind, okay, you can upload everything. And also on your CV as well. Make sure your CV is clean. You can take out your name, your email address. I think your email address is very important. Take out your name, your email address, your phone number. I think those are the most sensitive information you want to take out when using ChatGPT. Now, so when that is done, so in my mind, I know you're going to upload your CV and upload your career survey response. Now, I want to introduce you to the prompt you are going to use. So this is a prompt I normally use. So I will give this prompt. I say, given the CV and the career coaching response above, you have already provided them above, right? I'm telling the tool, as an experienced career coach in the field of AI and data, recommend AI and data related roles for this candidate. So take into consideration, this is my prompt. This is how I normally do it. you can don't you can still play around, change it the way you want. But the output that I usually request is three recommended AI and data roles. Then it should be able to specify both technical and soft skills gaps needed to, for you to enroll into that role and keep the results simple. So normally what you can just do, you just copy this. So obviously I'm going to provide you with this prompt. You copy it. After you have uploaded your CV and the survey response, you just paste that and you run the code. Now, when you run the code, obviously it's going to spill out information for you. If for some reason you don't like the information or you need to fine tune it or something is missing, you can go ahead and keep asking and prompting it to really specify. But I will want to show you an example of an output that um, I got for one of my students. So I'll probably let me enlarge this so you see well. So you see, this is the output I got from the chatgpt tool. So based on the provided CV and survey, I will recommend the following AI and data career tools. So based on the survey for that student and the CV, he provided data analysis in public health. Then also for each role, it actually specified the skills that this person needs to cover. So skills like Microsoft Excel, Power BI, R programming. If the person wants to switch to bioinformatics specialist, it also actually specifies everything. Yeah, so for each role, these are the skills that the person needs to really cover: modeling techniques, proficiency in Power BI, R programming, Python, So for each role, this is what really happens. So like for the healthcare data scientist, this one, it actually says you should really be good at modeling. Obviously, epidemiological modeling, you need to be good at that. Clinical research as well. So depending on your area, you can really try to cover the skills. Understanding Python, R, SQL, machine learning algorithms will be beneficial. So this is an output, which is technically a career coaching that you definitely need to have before you start doing any training. One of the mistakes I've realized is a lot of people just think that because they heard someone is a data analyst or a data scientist and Python is common or R, it's the most popular language, you just jump into studying tools and things that it might not be useful for your dream job in AI and data. So it's very important you really use a tool like this in order to know which career paths are good for you based on your educational background and maybe if you have some experience and what are your aspirations in the field of AI and data. And again, like I mentioned, this is just generic. If you're comfortable going ahead, you can still go ahead. But if you really want to get some insights from a specialist, from an industry professional, then don't hesitate to reach out to one of our industry professionals. You can obviously book a free call and join our E2PE accelerator program. So this is a practical explanation of how you can use a tool such as ChatGPT in order to do career coaching for yourself. I'm going to provide you with all the resources, and you can leverage them, and hopefully you have at least three career paths you should be able to enroll in the field of AI and data and all the skills and tools you need to learn. In the next tutorial, that is in Module 2, I'm going to provide you with a list of all the resources or free resources that I and my team have used for quite some time, and we found them very, very good, which if, for example, you have to learn R programming, if you have been told to learn R programming, then you can go and leverage those resources. Thank you.